Well, hey, all you gumdrops and peppermint candy canes. I'm Chrissy Carpenter, and welcome to Everyday Pride. We're here to give you some warm fuzzies, a few tingles, and a couple of belly laughs as we bring you stories of regular schmegular folks who have created some amazing initiatives to help out their communities during the height of COVID-19. We know that there's been a lot going on in the world lately, what with the orange pumpkin in the White House being his usual self-absorbed blundering self, to people all across the country rallying together and demanding equality. With all that action, we did not want Pride to pass us by, though, without just a little bit of glitter and a few stories to bring some smiles to all of your faces. So, sit back, don your favorite rainbow attire, and maybe pour yourself a little glass of vino, but it's going to be apple juice for you kiddos. And be prepared to hear from some fabulous people who have donated their time to making this world just a little bit brighter. All right, we're going to jump right in with Kevin, who started WeHo Nights In, who's all about helping those in the Hollywood nightlife industry who may have lost their job. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to Everyday Pride. I'm so glad you're able to join us.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How's everything going in your world?
Things are good. I mean, we are on, oh my God, what is it, year 3 of quarantine at this point, I feel. Every month is a year. Things are good. I can't complain. I'm very fortunate to, still have a job. I work from home.
Yes.
A roof over my head and life right now. That's all you can ask for, right? I've got
100%.
an income and a roof. That's good.
I know it's definitely a different world than it was 6 months ago, but we're adapting, we're making it happen. Yes. And really, we wanted you to come onto Everyday Pride to talk about some initiatives that you started during the pandemic. And I feel like a lot of people went through hard times and a lot of people didn't know where to turn. And I think a lot of people had the desire to help others, but they didn't always act upon that desire. And so I'm wondering what made you decide to actually have the thought and then act upon the desire to help others?
Yeah, my initial thought process, I think, came about because I used to be a bartender in West Hollywood. I worked at Flaming Saddles for a few years while I was actually transitioning kind of away from acting and into the digital marketing world.
Yeah.
And, as a lot of people find, those entry-level jobs, are great experience, but they don't always pay the bills. So bartending for me, allowed me to pursue kind of that dream and give me the support I needed. So I feel that I owe a lot to that community, both the people who run the bars and the people who frequent them because they help to pay my bills.
Yeah.
And, my first thought when I was kind of taking stock of the new world we were in was that if this were 3 years ago, I would have been out of a job. I know a lot of the time it's still working paycheck to paycheck. There's not a lot of savings, in that industry.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of safety nets either in terms of either, you only work part-time or, health insurance, things like that. So really that was my first kind of a very emotional kind of response was, that was a community that I had been a part of and I knew that they were affected. And I still have a lot of friends who work in the industry in West Hollywood and beyond. So, I think it was just really, I was kind of emotionally devastated for those people. On top of the loss of community that we all experienced, in the LGBT community, which was our place of escape was also gone at the same time.
Right.
So, talking to a few friends, we kind of got the idea, to how could we combine the two? How could we kind of continue the sense of community, but then also help these people who are in need? And I think you want to help everyone and, but it was like, maybe we can just help this smaller segment, small, and if it inspires other people to pick up and do something for their community or help whoever it is that may be important to them, then that's great. So it all just kind of came about very fast too, because there wasn't a lot of time to plan or lay a long runway to start something. It just almost, I would say it was emotional, and then momentum just kind of kicked in, and adrenaline, and it all started to kind of fall into place. Yeah.
Right. And then for those who maybe aren't familiar with the initiative, it's called WeHo's Night In. And what I thought was really fun about it is you guys also had this premise where, and I think for those who haven't been to West Hollywood, for anyone who's out there viewing and watching us, it is such a magical place to go. It really is. I mean, once you enter West Hollywood, you can feel nothing but love and acceptance and fun, and it's such a beautiful experience. And I do think, when we were all in quarantine and we're not able to go to our communities, it is hard to not have that support. And something that it seemed was a part of your initiative is you can kind of still have a drink in and meet up on Zoom maybe, and tip the bartender if you like. And were people really actively getting on Zoom and having that drink together to have that camaraderie?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, we started just even within our own friend group and just
Yeah.
kind of, pass along that message, which was we were already having these Zoom meetings with our friends. And so the idea was, keep doing that, keep fostering the sense of contact, throwing, we threw a couple Facebook events, that, we had DJ Ryan Kenny, he stepped up and he was like, yeah, I'll throw a Zoom event and I'll do Lisette and, we'll have a drag queen come on, Butter drag queen. And, and then just, while you're doing that and while you're drinking at home and, if you're fortunate enough to still have a paycheck coming in, that's money you're not spending at the bars.
Right.
And tipping. So yeah, make your drink at home, save your $15 on the cocktail, and then still tip your bartender through the fund. That was kind of the idea.
Right.
Because I think you're right. I mean, West Hollywood is it's such a safe space for a lot of people. I mean, LA is a place where, yes, most people don't have a problem, being who they are. I think, relatively to other cities and states,
Exactly.
you can kind of do what you want to do. But I do know there are still a lot of people, especially having worked on the other side of the bar and observing, the people who come in over the course of the night. It's also a lot of people who don't have that friend group or network of like-minded people. They might work in some administration job, at a college, or I'm just throwing out, different scenarios, and their kind of connection to the community is that drink they have on Friday at 5:00 when they get off.
Right.
They come to West Hollywood, they have the drink by themselves, they take it all in, they just kind of enjoy the party happening around them, and that is how they kind of blow off some steam and feel like they belong somewhere. And, that is really important because when the bars went away, that was gone for them. And they didn't necessarily even have, say, 10 friends they could Zoom with, or, that network that they could stay in touch with. It was like, West Hollywood was gone, and so was their kind of access to that world. So that to me also was really a big part of it, was in isolation, how can we kind of keep this sense of community, togetherness, and escape?
Yeah. And you guys originally had a goal of just $10,000, and you doubled it. You surpassed it to was it 25,000? Is that the most recent number?
We did, yeah. Most recent, we just crossed 25,000. Our goal was actually 8, and we said we might as well make it 10 just to,
round up.
shoot big, round up, exactly. A nice round number. And we were able to meet that goal in about 2 weeks. I think it was like a week and a half to 2 weeks.
That's phenomenal.
From idea, iteration to activation. We had some really awesome key players step in the beginning and, give us some credibility and support. Kevin Huvane, Lance Bass, a couple of big names, they threw their weight behind our campaign, and, everyone else followed suit. So, we reached $25,000. We've helped about 300 people, a little over 300 people with assistance so far. We were blown away by the success. It was pretty crazy. That story,
well, that's wonderful. The world will continue to thrive, I think, thanks to people like you.
Thank you.
So before we end, and don't worry, we'll plug the website again. Okay. We're just gonna play a fun random game. So you and I really don't know anything about each other, right? Not at all.
Correct.
So I have a bunch of cards in front of me, and I'm going to pull one at random, and it's a question, and it's multiple choice, and you will guess which one you think I would do, and then tell me why, and then I will guess which one I think you would do, and then tell you why, even though we don't know anything about this, okay?
I'm terrified. Let's go.
We'll be fine. All right, so if the Queen of England was coming over for dinner tonight, what would concern me the most and why? And then I'll guess the same for you. So would I be concerned about what will the menu be? How clean is my house? What I would wear? What topics we should not discuss? Or which friends or family members I should invite? Which do you think I would be most concerned about?
I'm going to say, go with the harder answer. I'm going to say you would be concerned about which friends or family you should invite to this dinner.
Okay, I love that guess. And why do you think that would concern me?
Because I feel like you are a very social creature and have a lot of friends from all walks of life, and probably you seem, based on your personality, I would imagine your family is probably also, you've gotten some of this from your family, so they must share some of your fun and your joy, and it's the Queen, so there's a balance of, who's going to behave, who's going to say the wrong thing. So I feel like, you'd have a lot of pressure from a lot of people who want to be invited to this dinner. More people to invite than seats at the table. So I'm going to say you might spend a little bit of time really mulling over who the right guest list is.
Okay, I think that's a very fair guess. I think how clean my house is.
Oh, okay.
Because I love to have a clean house. I love for things to be organized. And when they're not, I'm like, I'm going to kill somebody. Okay, so I'm going to guess for you. I'm going to go with what you would wear. I think you're a snappy dresser. I think that you like to look good. You take wonderful Instagram photos, very cute. So I think maybe you're going to want to have like the best outfit for the Queen.
And I wish I could say that my answer was less shallow than that, but no, you're right. I would absolutely wonder, and it would probably be like, which black bow tie should I wear? It wouldn't even be a hard challenge. It wouldn't be what I would stress about, that. Is it the big one, the little? Yeah. So you're right. I think it would be what I would wear. That's that Instagram photo, right? Me and the Queen. That's going to live on forever.
Well, this has been delightful. Let's shout out all the social media and everything for the initiative once again.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we don't have a huge social media presence necessarily because of the quick turnaround, but really it's all about helpweho.com. We've got information there. We have stories, success stories. We've got, how you can donate, how you can help. Really, it's all there at helpweho.com. So I'd say just head over there, and then hopefully we can get some more donations and help some more people out.
And help WeHo. Let's go.
And help WeHo, yeah. And beyond, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Kevin. Enjoy your Pride season. I will as best I can.
Yep, as much as we can, we will. Yep. Happy Pride.
Yeah. All right, take care.
All right, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Next up, we've got Sepi and Rebeca, who started WeHo Neighbors Helping Neighbors. If you're someone out there that might need a daily check-in, I think this could be the organization for you.
All right, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I tell you what, I know the last few months, a lot of us have been on lockdown, but it has been really, really good for me. I've been productive. I've been making shit happen. So I've been enjoying my time. How about you guys?
Likewise, and helping community. I know that's what we're here to talk about. So just doing what we can to evolve in this really extraordinary time that we've all been through the past few months on so many levels.
Yeah, I actually feel like I've met more neighbors virtually and gotten to know people better more through this than the 3 years prior, when I had first moved here. So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's dive in. You guys have a wonderful initiative that you've started, and it's called WeHo Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
Yes.
So I can give a rundown, but I think it's best if you two give a rundown since it's your initiative.
So, WeHo Neighbors Helping Neighbors is a group, and I'm going to let Rebeca start off because this was actually initially Rebeca emailing me and asking me, being the one to really initiate everything, and then I got involved. So I'm going to let Rebeca start the conversation.
Sure. So back when it became pretty clear that there was going to be a quarantine happening, like nothing had been officially announced, I was starting to think about people like my mom, whom, and I'm super lucky that my mom's only 2 blocks away. So I'm able to, I call her just about every day, but I'm able to stop off and, drop off groceries and stuff. But I was like, oh, there's so many people who are either elderly or immunocompromised and, being forced to stay at home for who knows how long sounded just like a kind of depressing, to be honest. And so, so I reached out to Sepi and on the Nextdoor app just to find out, like, hey, who wants to help our community? What can we do? How can we get something together? And so a core group of us had a Zoom call. And, originally we did a ton of brainstorming about things we could possibly do. And we decided to focus in 2 areas. One was having a Facebook group for resources. And then the other was to have a check-in buddy program. So we would partner a volunteer with someone to call them or email them either daily, a couple of times a week. And, we recognized that there was a need for like people to pick up groceries and medicine. But as a group, we didn't want to take that liability of, all right, now we have to vet volunteers remotely, make sure everyone's legit, and then give people someone's home address. Like and there's money involved and, safety issues. And it just seemed like that wasn't something as a group we wanted to have responsibility for. I mean, we're not a nonprofit or anything. We're a bunch of citizens, just
totally grassroots, like community, and like this is the epitome of community has been our group. So and I just want to jump in and say, Rebeca is phenomenal. We've gotten to know each other better through this time working on the group too. I mean, we knew each other we're neighbors and through the community. But I was so proud because literally from the time Rebeca called me to the time we had our Zoom meeting, through putting everything together, and there were 9 women and 1 gentleman on that Zoom call, by the way. By Tuesday, by that Saturday we met on Zoom, by Tuesday we had the branding done, the graphics done, the training of the volunteers mapped out, the Facebook pages, all the social media created, and we just, bam, it's like we created this almost mini corporation in just a few days. And that's the power of really the neighbors coming together. And so we helped each other really, and then we're able to help West Hollywood. And we have almost 400 members now in our 400 and growing in WeHo Neighbors Helping Neighbors. So
that's amazing. And then so I know Rebeca, we kind of got your take on what really helped you say, all right, I have this desire to help, now actually let me help, which was your mom. Was there anything for you, Sepi? Because I know a lot of people have, this inclination to help, but they don't necessarily act upon it. Was there anything for you that you felt like, okay, no, I really need to take action here?
Well, I've always been of service in the community, and I've been an advocate in the LGBTQ community for over 20 years, and I love helping people. And for me, when Rebeca called me, my mom came to mind too, because she's 83. And so she's been isolated. And my wife has asthma. And so she hasn't been able to go out as much. And thinking about her, and then some of my own neighbors that I know are seniors and people with disabilities, I thought, wow, this is an incredible way we can help. And also it's very simple too. It didn't have to be very complicated. Right. Like we did really thoroughly talk about grocery deliveries. And actually some of our members in the group that have joined the group have delivered groceries to other people by way of being part of the Facebook group.
Okay.
But it hasn't been like through the leadership of the group, which is amazing because now people post on there and ask for things and offer things to each other, and it's just evolved into truly WeHo neighbors helping neighbors.
And so, yeah, that kind of leads up to my next question. So this is on Facebook. This is a platform that's still, it's going strong.
Yeah.
And you notice that more of the community is jumping in and seeing how everyone can help one another.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is really what you need, especially I feel like in a city like Los Angeles where there's a lot of us, but, you know, we're sprawled out and it's, you know, you have a friend that lives 10 miles away, but you're like, oh my God, traffic, and I'll have to drive there. And it's nice that you've created a platform that it seems like people are using and really able to lend a helping hand.
Definitely. And the great thing about it too is, you know, Rebeca touched on this, that we've both met. I've met members in the community for a long time because I was just involved with the city, but I have met so many more neighbors because my involvement has been the core group of people that are involved. I'm a commissioner in West Hollywood. So the core group that are involved in West Hollywood and then our neighbors. But then all of a sudden, the other members of our group I'd never met before. And we all came together and we've created this awesome group. But because of the way of living that we had been doing before the pandemic, which is most of us having at least maybe 2 or 3 jobs, working all the time, going to this thing and that thing and filling up our time with, you know, everything that we are, trying to fight for justice and get more equal rights or whatever it is that we're all so busy and involved with. It didn't lend time to really getting to know the people that are closest to us, which are our neighbors. And so the pandemic that we went through that, you know, started in March really made everyone pause. And I feel like out of that has grown this, even though we're separate, this yearning to actually connect more.
This is a really pivotal moment in, you know, history, you know, for so many reasons. And just like at every single pivotal moment, right, like the future isn't written in stone. You know, and it's up to us to create the future that we want, and to just, even if we're taking little steps, moving the needle, you know, a little bit, like to just do whatever we can to create that future that we want. And this is an opportunity unlike anything that we've had.
Yeah. Have you guys, do you think, or do you foresee for your group and your initiative possibly doing, I don't know, something like potlucks in the future or neighbor helping neighbor events to still kind of have that community and closeness with you guys?
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes. Actually, we may have touched on when we first started the group about once this is over and we can all gather, there's definitely unlimited possibilities of in-person events that we can hold. And that would be so great because that's something that doesn't happen that often unless you have a friend group in West Hollywood, in a city like that's so urban and dense like West Hollywood. But I think the people that are part of the group definitely are active. So it would be amazing to set up, you know, potlucks or barbecues or, you know, and it's safe for everybody all the time.
So I have a little game for us to play.
Oh, I love games.
Okay, perfect. So, I mean, you guys know each other, so you're going to be great at this, but we don't really know each other, so that kind of makes it fun. So I have a box of questions here, and they give random answers, and we will choose which one we think the other one would do and why. And we'll see whether we're right or wrong. So I'm just going to like randomly pick one here, and then, you know, we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. So we'll start it with me as an I, and then we'll do both of you too, okay?
Okay.
So if I'm being required to take another job and be paid well for it, which of the following would I choose and why? Would I be an international spy? Would I be a Cirque du Soleil acrobat, a treasure hunter, a storm chaser, or a Playboy bunny?
Two of those. I think I would say spy.
Oh,
I would say Cirque du Soleil.
You know what? I would love to be a spy. Very good. Okay, all right. For you, Sepi, let's guess.
It's the same question?
Yes,
Okay.
same question. Or do you want me to pick a new one for you?
No, let's pick a new one.
Okay. Okay. You said pick a new one or no? Same one.
Yes.
Okay.
New question.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Which one of the following luxury gifts would you most like to win? Would you like a yacht, a sports car, a plane, a diamond ring, or a mansion? I think Sepi would like a yacht. So I don't know why a yacht is speaking to me. I can see you on the open water with the wind blowing in your hair.
Okay.
Okay, Rebecca, what do you think Sepi will pick?
This is a really tricky one because like Sepi is so down to earth. I feel like
exactly.
those are like
Okay.
yeah, that speaks to me. And like a plane is great for freedom, but terrible for the environment. I kind of feel like a mansion so that she can fill it with a bunch of animals and like turn it into a rescue.
Oh, I love that.
I would get a mansion because the price of homes are so high in California, especially West Hollywood. And I probably not only fill it with homes, but invite my closest friends to come and live with us and have a little community together.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay. All right. Here we go. We got Rebecca up next. Let's see. Let's go with, all right. If Rebecca is selected for one of the following reality competition shows, which one will it be? Will it be The Amazing Race, Dancing with the Stars, The Voice, MasterChef, or Project Runway? Dun, dun, dun.
I know which ones it would not be.
You know what? Since you're an athletic chick, I think you're gonna kill it in The Amazing Race. And I think you're gonna have some determination behind you.
That's totally what I was gonna pick too.
Okay. Rebecca?
So I'm gonna say yes, with a caveat that I actually am not a TV person and I've never even seen The Amazing Race and don't quite know what it is. But if it involves being athletic, sure.
So you basically, what it is you have a starting point. Let's say they start in like Pacific Design Center in West Hollywood, and they give you a certain amount of money. And this is one of my favorite shows. I've always wanted to be on it. They give you a certain amount of money, and they say, okay, you need to find your way to the next destination. Let's say it is Guatemala, and you need to go to this city, and then you have to figure out how to get there, where to like find like a monument or a special, point in time. So you go there and then you do these really cool athletic things. And sometimes you have to eat like really gross things. And then you go from point to point. So the first people that get there continue on. And usually the last couple loses. Now, let me tell you something really funny. So my sister-in-law, I called her because my brother works and she is a homemaker. So I called her and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go on The Amazing Race. Do you want to go with me? Her response and my brother's response, they laughed for a full 5 minutes on the telephone. They couldn't believe it. I said, I want to go on The Amazing Race and you should go with me.
No!
That's great. No, yeah, I would totally do that. Having heard your explanation, I mean, I did the whole backpacking around Europe thing with like no money in my pocket. So I got that. I love to eat disgusting things. So right up my alley.
And Chrissy, the yacht thing you must have been picking up. I'm triple water sign, double Pisces with a Scorpio rising. So maybe that was it. But That's my love of water that you must have intuitively been picking.
There we go. There we go. Well, this has been so lovely. Everyone who's watching, please, if you feel so moved, check out WeHo Neighbors Helping Neighbors, or you can start your own initiative and they'll give you a helping hand. I appreciate both of your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much,
Thanks
Chrissy.
All right, take care, guys.
Okay, bye.
All right, let's jump in with Jeff and Aric, who started LA Leather COVID Assist, all about those in the LA Leather community who might need some groceries or some bills. They've got you covered.
Hi, Jeff and Aric. Welcome to Everyday Pride. It's so nice to have you both join us. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. So how has your last few months been, guys? Are you getting through everything okay? You coming out on top? How's it going?
I'll let you start, Aric.
Yeah, I think like everyone else, I mean, the last 3 months have been, very interesting. I mean, I think like a lot of us, we went through this state of disbelief, then a state of fear, then a state of shock.
Yeah.
And then finally some form of acceptance of what was really happening. And I think going through all of those stages, really changes you.
Well, I do want to say, something amazing that has come out of this that you two have created is, you're both active in the leather community and you created LA Leather, a COVID Assist program, which is wonderful because, I feel like a lot of people during this time had the inclination to help out, or they thought it might be nice to help out, but they maybe actually didn't help out for whatever reason. So what do you think it was that brought you two together to actually get in there and create something to help out those that were in need?
Well, this kind of started like the first week of March. I was actually talking to one of my mentors, and he's an older man, and he's had some health issues. And, we were just chatting back and forth, and we ended the conversation with if there's anything that you need, if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
Right.
And when we were done, it made me kind of think, well, there are a lot of people in our community that are older, live by themselves, et cetera, that might need help. So I kind of started thinking of this, this idea to create something. And then Jeff, who is, one of my brothers here in the leather community, I was like, hey, you want to do this? I mean, I know it's kind of scary right now. And he just jumped on board, and that's kind of how it started. And the next thing you know, before we know it, we had like a little mini plan written out, and then we went out, made a little video on parking, the ceiling of a parking structure, and put it out on Facebook, and that was it.
Yeah, I think it would happen like within like 72 hours.
Yeah.
We threw a couple ideas around like a Sunday or Monday at the gym, and I think like by that Wednesday we met up at a Starbucks and talked about it. Because we both brought it up, and he mentioned that this what was on his mind. I'm like, I kind of tossed a couple ideas around too that I want to be able to try to help somebody else out, and I know for me it's like I have a couple of my neighbors who aren't in the leather community, but they see me on Facebook and they see what I've done, and just people outside of the leather community that don't know anybody in the community have called me up. Hey, I know what you're doing. Can you pick up groceries? So it was a really good idea to those that are susceptible to other health issues by going out.
And do you guys feel, so I know kind of the focus has been within the leather community because that's the community you're directly connected to, but people who are not even in the leather community, has your services been able to reach them as well?
Jeff, you might have a better idea. I know the people that I talk directly have been more leather focused. I know that you've had other access during the daytime. I've been working the whole time too, so.
Oh, yeah.
I have been able to kind of use this to help other people outside of the community, but not directly.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's just like friends or neighbors or people who see me on Facebook that see what I'm doing because of it.
Right.
And I'm just the type of person anyways, Aric can even attest to this. Hey, I'm going to the store. do you need anything while I'm out? You know, and then just a couple neighbors that I know are older, I've offered, and then they just kind of hopped on, you know, every couple days. Hey, are you going to the store? Do you need something?
And has it been you two primarily that's been assisting, or has other people decided to volunteer their time with you guys as well?
Yeah, the interesting thing with this was that as soon as this was put out, like within 24 hours, there were like 15 to 20 people that had stepped up to say.
I love that.
But the downside is that it never got that busy, actually. Like it got, like, we had a stream for a couple of weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks, but it was never so busy that all of the people that went in to help actually got help. But I mean, but also I kind of look around the community too, and I hope that either one of two things happen: either other people within the community, like a neighbor or somebody, also offered to help people, and then at the same time, I think the city of Los Angeles was fairly proactive with some of the programs. Like, I know they have the mayor's meals program, and some of the other things that are happening to help bring food and things to people. So I'm hoping between those two things that most people got the help that they needed.
Right.
I know we actually got one volunteer that came in and said he had been looking all over for groups. Which I thought was very interesting, that I could have thought that somebody he might have seen something.
Yeah.
He's not in the leather community, and he just was looking for something. So he was able to come and, jump in and help out as well. So that was really nice.
So if people are watching this at home and they love what you guys are doing, and maybe they would like your services, or they want to contribute in some manner, is there a way, do you have like an email set up or a Facebook page, or a way that they can get in contact with you guys?
Yeah, so there's a Facebook group. It's LA Leather COVID-19 Assist. Did I say that right? I think that's it.
Yeah.
And then the email address, then we actually have an email address too. And I just want to make sure there's not a hyphen or anything weird in there, but it's LA Leather. Yeah. It is LA Leather COVID-19 Assist @gmail.com.
Perfect. So on a side note here, Jeff, I heard that you may have a love of SpongeBob, and can we all celebrate SpongeBob coming out of the closet this Pride season?
Yes, I started it with my onesie. Yes, I do have. I've had plenty of SpongeBob birthdays growing up, and when I say growing up, like in my 20s.
Right. Well, hats off to you, SpongeBob. Fly that rainbow flag. And so before we end, I just have a little game for us to play. So I have some random cards in front of me, and it asks a question, and then it's like, what do you think I would do in this circumstance? Even though y'all know each other, but we don't really know each other, and so it'll be fun to guess what you guys think I would do, and then you'll each have your own question too, and we'll guess and see what you guys would do. Okay, cool. Okay. So who wants to go first? Who should I ask first?
I'll do it.
I'll go.
Yeah.
All right.
No preparation. I'm like, let me just do this. Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, here we go. So, if Aric has to add something to his bucket list out of the following things, what do we think Aric is going to add to his bucket list? Does he want to milk a cow, drink a $1,000 bottle of wine, have a passionate kiss on top of the Eiffel Tower, hike a trail in the Himalayas, or fly a private jet? So, guys, I know nothing about Aric, really, so I am going to guess that you would like to have a passionate kiss on top of the Eiffel Tower. Now, Jeff, what are you going to guess for Aric?
I'm actually going to say the same thing.
Oh,
okay. Aric, what do you want on your bucket list?
It was between two things, probably the hike in the Himalayas, but oddly, milking a cow was the, was the other.
Well, I guess we don't know each other that well then.
So much more to know. Okay, so next we got Jeff. So which of the following adventures
would Jeff like to experience most? Would he like to go hot air ballooning? Would he like a seaplane ride, a wine tour in a foreign country, whitewater rafting, or cooking lessons in a foreign country? I'm gonna go with whitewater rafting. Aric, what do you think?
You know, I'm thinking cooking in a foreign country.
Okay. Jeff, what is it?
I would say whitewater rafting.
I literally made that guess because I went through your Instagram and I saw like all the work you've been doing to get in shape, and I'm like, I feel like this is a physical guy. I feel like he likes a little adventure. We're gonna go whitewater rafting.
Oh, I feel so seen. She stalked me.
I did.
I apologize for anything that is not appropriate.
It's all appropriate. Who cares? They can't tell us what to do.
Jeff, we both whiffed on each other, and we're supposed to know, right?
All right, guys, here we go.
You're divorced.
For me, all right, if I am an investor on Shark Tank, which of the following business would I give my money to? A food-based product, a tech gadget, a toy or game for kids, some kind of clothing accessory, or a sports item? What do you guys think I would do? Okay.
Clothing accessory.
Okay, love that, love that. Aric?
I was thinking that, but I feel like you might be more of the food, the foodie, like if it's like some nutritional, like, I'm going to go with the food-based product.
You know what? I was really stuck between the clothing accessory because I do love fashion, and tech because I feel like tech is, just a great way to have your money out there. But I think I'm going to go with the clothing accessory, guys. Just you took that round.
The earrings gave it away.
Yeah.
See, isn't that fun? All we learned about each other in those 30 seconds. Well, guys, this has been really delightful. I appreciate you both for your time. Thank you for what you're doing to the community. Guys, if you want to contribute out there or you need a little help, feel free to email that email that was given about 2 minutes ago. Go ahead and want to say it again, Aric, just in case people weren't listening this time.
Yeah, it's LA Leather COVID-19 assist at gmail.com. And this is for if you know someone that needs assistance, this is like errand running, groceries, anything like that.
Or mail, something like that.
Yeah. Post office, anything like that. Yeah. Places where there's lots of people and maybe no masks or not, all that stuff.
Well, thank you guys. I wish you both a happy Pride season. And I'm sure, our paths will cross soon.
Of course. When it's safe.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
I cannot wait to introduce you all to DJ, who some of you may know as Shangela, who started Feed the Queens for all of our queens out there who may have been put out of work during the pandemic.
Welcome to the show, DJ. We so appreciate having you here. How are you doing today?
Ooh, I'm living, just living through all of the moments that we've been having, but finding bright spots wherever I can.
Good. So one thing we want to talk about, we're really excited about, is you started an initiative, Feed the Queens. And you started because, well, obviously you're a queen. And you brought up a great point that, when you're a queen or a drag king or from the trans drag community, you make your money off of that nightlife. You're getting those tips, and that's how you're paying those bills. And that whole nightlife was really yanked out from under them. And so what was like the thought that popped into your head when you're like, you know what, I think I want to try to do something about this?
Well, it was about keeping my eyes open and being aware of what was happening in my community.
Mm-hmm.
I worked my way from being a bar queen and a local entertainer, really, who worked in live bars, drag brunches, bingos, all of it, whatever you have to do to pay bills, but also get out your livelihood on stage. I love that. And then when that was stripped away from the drag community, not a lot of people think about that queens a lot of times depend on tips from patrons and fans of drag. And so without them being able to really collect that, to have that source of income, our community was being hard hit in a lot of places. And I remember having a conversation with a sister of mine who said, girl, next month, I don't know if I'm going to have to choose to either pay this rent or buy these groceries. And I was thinking, that shouldn't be. And I've been helped a lot in my life, and I have this amazing platform, thankfully, because of, the fans. And I saw online a lot of people going, what can we do to help the drag queens? So I came up with Feed the Queens and joined a lot of my great friends who helped to come up with ideas. And we just figured out, we need to help our community. We came up with a number, let's raise $100,000. I went to Drag Race a million times, never won $100,000, but the number sticks with me, right?
Right.
So, how cool will it be to put this back into our drag community? And that's what we did with the show.
And then in case people are listening and they're like, well, if we donate, how do we know the money's really going where it's going? You guys are doing Instacart gift cards, right? So it's on a gift card, that's where it's going.
Let me break it down for you. I've been really fortunate to team up with the Actors Fund in order to do this partnership. And we wanted it specifically to go to definitely fight hunger. So what we decided to do, we're going to raise $100,000. We're going to help more than 1,000 queens across America by providing each of those approved applicants with a $100 grocery gift card. And most of those come from Instacart unless it's not available in your particular region and we figure out a different option. But that's to make sure that we are definitely fighting hunger, and also just so appreciative of all the people that jumped in and said, we're going to help out, and we would continue to drive people over to feedthequeens.com, not only to apply for the program, but also to donate.
And so I was looking at kind of a quote you said, and you discussed how queens in general are really accustomed to having to figure it out on their own. They really have to be super resourceful within their life, within their costumes, within everything. And I feel like when you're continually having to do that, you really build up this mindset of it's fine, I got it, I'll figure it out, I'll make it happen, whatever, I'll make it work. And I just kind of, want to implore people, and when you have that mindset, I know for me, it's hard to ask for help because you're like, I got it, whatever, I'll figure it out. So I guess I'm just kind of saying, those listening, I hope if you hear this, even though we know you got it, you can figure it out, it's okay to get a little help sometimes.
That's right. You said that. Drag queens are truly some of the most resourceful people in the entire universe. All right. A queen can figure out how to make treasure out of trash, but it doesn't hurt to sometimes ask for help. And I want to make sure that everyone knows, I'm a drag entertainer as well. I've been able to travel the world, and I'm thankful to have this platform to be able to help others. I know a lot of queens around the world. And in knowing a lot of queens, I don't want anyone to ever feel uncomfortable about coming to a program that Shangela is spearheading, because Shangela's going to know. I don't really have a lot of hands-on with regard to vetting the applicants, approving the applicants, or distributing the actual grocery gift cards. That's why I'm really thankful to partner with the Actors Fund, a 501c3 organization where the donations are also tax deductible. But not just that, but they have dedicated staff members who are going through and in a very confidential way making sure that these queens are getting vetted and approved. And so that's why I don't want anyone to be shy about coming into the program because it's a fellow queen, looking at your application. That's not happening over here. But we definitely want to make sure that we're helping those who need it. And you should not be embarrassed to apply for this program. You should not feel shy about applying for this program. Look, queens got to eat. And there aren't a lot of organizations that are specifically targeted to helping drag queens. And this is a pandemic. This has hit the drag community like nothing else, in my lifetime has before. So I'm excited to bring this program, and I'm so thankful for the generous support of so many.
And I feel like as far as fellow queens go, that, if you found out about someone's application, you seem to me anyways, I don't really know you, but you seem so kind-hearted and down to earth. And I feel like even if you happen to find out about someone's application, you're the kind of person that'd be like, it's okay, I got you, I love you, I care about you. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, here's the deal. I am also a drag entertainer. And sometimes we got to link hands together, nail to nail, honey. and help each other. I've been helped a lot in my life. I've been, you know, I went to college on a full leadership scholarship. I think if the donors of that scholarship had not been so generous with their support, I might not be here today. I would not be the person I am. I would not have had the education that I had in going to college at a very private university in Dallas that cost a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. So it's things like that have always helped give me, you know, an extra leg up, I guess, or just even more motivation to do better. And that's why I want to continue to give back. I look around at my family, and even when we didn't have a lot, you know, my grandmother would be making dinners to take to church to give out to people who wouldn't have food at that particular time. Those are just in the examples that I saw growing up. And that's why it's still ingrained in me today to, you know, not reach, you know, I'm not reaching down to help anyone, I'm reaching across.
Right. And before we end, I do have a fun little game for us.
Oh, I like games.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So I just have a bunch of random cards in front of me, and they have a question on them, and then it'll give a multiple choice answer. And we're going to guess what we think. You're going to guess what you think I would do. I'm going to guess what I think you would do, even though we don't really know each other. It'll be fun.
Now.
And I'll do 2 different questions, okay? So let's do you first. Let's go with...
Only a 2-0 chance. There may have to be a tiebreaker if we have a tie.
Okay. I got a tiebreaker. We'll make it happen. All right. Here we go, world. If DJ could be one of the following superheroes, which one would he be? Batman, Superman, the Invisible Man, Wonder Woman, or Spider-Man? Dun, dun, dun. I feel like, because you can rock.
Should I write it down?
I trust you. I don't think you'll change your answer.
Okay.
I think, because you can rock a mean wig, and I am dying to see you work a lasso, that you would be Wonder Woman.
Listen, Wonder Woman is fabulous. And you know, I love that ever since, you know, the old Wonder Woman series and even the new film, which comes on all the time. I love seeing Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. But you know who I chose?
Who?
Spider-Man.
Ah! Why? Why Spider-Man?
Because Spider-Man gets to shoot stuff out of his hand and like swing and fly and flip. And I think that, you know, I just always love that suit. It looks like really cool. And to have like spidey senses as well. And yeah, and I met Andrew Garfield once at a show in London, and he got on stage and put a wig on and did a dance around to Whitney Houston. And I was like, I want to be like him.
I love it. Okay, so here we go for me.
Okay.
If I am going to...
Okay, no, you got it in your head.
Do you want me to write it down?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write it down. Okay, here we go.
Gosh, come on, I'm on the Rules and Regulations Committee.
Okay, if I am gonna pick a fashion trend that I really, you know, love so much to wear, which fashion trend do you think I would choose? Okay, 1970s funk, the fur craze, vintage, rebel rock, or Mad Men? I will write it down.
Ooh. That, and you
based on all you know of me.
Right? Long, lengthy relationship that we have together. Well, first of all, I can already tell that you are someone who is fashion forward and stylish, that you enjoy expressing yourself through fashion, and I like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this elimination thing. Okay, so I don't think it's 70s. I'm just going to scratch that out.
Okay.
I'm also going to scratch out Mad Men.
Okay.
And I'm scratching out Mad Men because the skirts were really long, and just from my experience in watching the show Mad Men, there was nothing like really edgy and fun. And you give me like edgy and fun. So it's either going to be, to me, it's either going to be like it's not fur. I'm going to cut the fur thing out as well. And So it's gonna either be rocker, which is really cool, and from your amazing hairstyle, I could see that you are someone who is edgy and doesn't mind taking chances with a beautiful look. And so that's one. And two, maybe vintage, because I love your top right now. I love the earrings, and you give me that you could just go up in a thrift store if you wanted to and be like that, and put it together to look very runway. For the $100,000.
Here it is, what you've always wanted.
I'm gonna go with vintage.
Rebel Rock! You had all the right ideas, though. All the right ideas.
Yeah, you know, I went through it. I totally through it, and it's okay. I'm accustomed being a runner-up. Okay, I'm okay. The next option, I can come back to this game show next season. We can do this again.
Absolutely. So before we end, let's shout out the website that we need for Feed the Queens, or email.
Yeah. Please check out feedthequeens.com. You can also follow us over on our Instagram at feedthequeens. And I'm really excited because there's a new partnership for apparel. You can buy We're Here merch from Gay Pride Apparel, right? Gay Pride Apparel is doing all brand new We're Here merch, and all the proceeds, I mean, not just some, but 100% of the proceeds from any of those items that you purchase, t-shirt, mugs, posters, lots of things, 100% of that is all going over to Feed the Queens. So,
I love that!
Yeah, so cool.
Well, this has been delightful. It has been so wonderful talking to you. I know you're just going to kill it this year in everything you get involved in.
Oh, I thank you so much. And I'll be back to win this game next year.
Oh, yeah. You're coming back. You're taking the title.
Oh,
take care.
Thank you. Bye.
I want to thank everyone for their time this evening. I know that the world we currently live in can seem tumultuous and even hopeless at times. But I want to impart a thought to you all that I found to be very empowering. Volunteering is the ultimate exercise in democracy. You vote in elections once a year, but when you volunteer, you vote every day about the kind of community you want to live in. So what kind of community do we all want to live in? I know that I want one full of love, kindness, equality, and hope. And people like Jeff and Aric, Kevin, Sepi and Rebeca, and Shangela, they're out there making it happen. Thank you all for what you're giving back. And for everyone at home watching, please know that there are people here who love you, care about you, and support you just the way you are. And yes, that includes the 4th glass of wine you just consumed and the peanut butter and ketchup sandwich you just ate, because that was all your fridge had in it. You are beautiful just the way you are. Now, go grab your favorite whip and hang tight for Leather Talk at 9 p.m. with Brandon Bullitt and Don Mike. Some of their guests includes Onyx, Tom of Finland Foundation, Ellie Leather Pride, Mr. and Ms. Leather as well. And you know what? I think those tingles from earlier may be coming back. Woo! I am Chrissy Carpenter, and I will see you all soon.